Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Growth Capital Podcast. I'm your host, Justin Dixon, and today we've got another special episode as we wrap up 2025. We wanted to take some time and look back at this year and reflect on some of the amazing conversations that we've had. So, this is our second part in this series, and in this episode, we're going to take a look back at some of the best vacation recommendations and have the guests share why these locations are special to them. Stick around to the end where I highlight my favorite vacation spot. Let's jump in. Interested in hearing conversations with private equity leaders, CEOs of private equity-backed companies, and startup entrepreneurs where they share their stories about their career journeys, starting, investing in, and scaling successful businesses, and the important role that having the right talent plays in building a successful business, then you are in the right place. Welcome back to another episode of the Growth Capital Podcast. Here's your host, Justin Dixon. What is your favorite vacation spot?
Santa Claus Village.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Oregon Coast.
Santa Maria Island.
Puerto Vallarta.
London.
Abaco, Bahamas.
Puerto Rico.
Sayulita, Mexico.
Hawaii.
Lisbon.
Madrid, Spain.
Wisconsin.
South Korea.
Israel.
Florence.
Florida.
Orindo, Costa Rica.
Japan.
Santa Claus Village. So my wife and I took my son to Finland. Best trip we've gone on lately, Finland, and we took my son to the Santa Claus Village north of the Arctic Circle in November. But it's not bathing suit weather. It was a great time. Super great to see kind of that cool, I've never been that far north, and it was like all this really cool stuff. So I think that was kind of the best vacation we've been on lately.
Charleston, South Carolina. First visited in 2018. Wife and I fell in love with it, got married there. We've been going back ever since. The secret's out. A lot of people are moving there, so a little more crowded each time we go. We do downtown. We like Kiowa Island. We like Palmetto Bluff, Sullivan's Island. There's a lot to explore there.
Oregon Coast. I grew up in Idaho, and we would go on occasion as a family. We never flew anywhere. We were always driving. We would drive to the Oregon coast, and there was something so magical about it. And as a family, we got to go there just last year, 2024. We took a trip during the summer to the Oregon coast, and I was just in love. So it is the breeze, the people, the shops, the everything. It's just really peaceful and lovely. And I think it's so cool that I can drive there now.
Santa Maria Island. It comes up in March, actually, every year around spring break. And I know they got hit hard last year. I've got a lot of friends in the Tampa region that are still digging out from the hurricane. I've heard Anna Maria's come back. It's such a nice, localized family destination. I encourage anybody to go check it out if they haven't. It's about an hour outside of Tampa. A very different little island in Florida that's very community centric. You can walk anywhere on it. You can take a golf cart anywhere. Just a great setup.
Puerto Vallarta. My husband and I got married on the beach there. We just love it. It's tourists intermingle with native Puerto Vallarta residents, and it's just like a hometown feel. We love it there. We want to one day have a house there.
London. I have loved exploring different parts of London, like a local, and I have not run out of neighborhoods to go explore. So still love my favorite spots in London and all those local things to do, and I have not run out of that. So I would say easy answer. It doesn't feel like a vacation because I go there so often and all of that, but it's still a city that has more and more to offer every time I go.
Abaco, Bahamas. Not a lot of people know about it, which is great. But incredible water, incredible people.
It just is this secluded, beautiful beach, and I could be happy there for a long time.
Puerto Rico. For our honeymoon, we went to Puerto Rico, and we didn't go to all the touristy spots. There's a little, on the eastern tip, Humacao, and it was fantastic. Yeah, I would go back in a heartbeat.
Sayulita, Mexico. It's amazing surf, very bohemian yoga surfing vibes there. A lot of expats, English speakers, and man, the sunsets over the Pacific Ocean over there are just unmatched. So if you haven't been, if you're into surfing and yoga, that's my top recommendation.
Hawaii.
The first time I went to Hawaii, someone told me I got invited to do speaking there, and I said no. So I'm like, oh, it's a boondoggle. My boss said, you've got to go. to this conference. And then I went there and I thought, oh, I had this idea of Waikiki and being all tacky, but then I went there and I realized, God, it's one of the most beautiful places in the world. So another reason to be blessed living in California is that you're a hop, skip, and a jump from Hawaii.
Lisbon. And there's something absolutely beautiful about the city and the bridge over this massive canyon and water. And then just a row of port wineries. And I think I could spend days simply just doing winery tours and drinking ports, above this, river, seeing the city across the canyon. I don't know why, but, I haven't thought about that in a long time. But this, conversation recently with my friend, brought me back to that time. And I feel like it's not a very common vacation spot.
Madrid, Spain. I spent some time there as a young professional working. I'm very familiar with Italian culture, as you might imagine from my name. I speak Italian the whole 9 yards there. Love going there too. They're very friendly, kind people. They know how to have fun, and it's just a beautiful, very accessible city with lots of things to do. So I really enjoy that. I mean, sunny mornings in Madrid with having a cup of coffee outside in perfect weather is a great way to just enjoy a very urban setting.
Wisconsin. This is also maybe a little bit of a picture into who I am. I grew up in a small vacation community on the shores of Lake Michigan called Door County in Wisconsin. And growing up there, I couldn't wait to leave. I live in a town of 315 people that grows to 10 or 15,000 during the summer. And it's all the villages are really close to each other. So it 100 X's during the summer. But during the winter, there's no one around and everybody's in your business. And so now that I'm older and I've seen so much of the world, and I've seen, especially as a leader, how communities really affect kids and how it affects outcomes, the appreciation I have for where I grew up now is exponential. I can't even describe it. And now that I've seen more of the world, I appreciate it for what it was. And so it's Door County, Wisconsin. Actually, the town is called Ephraim in Wisconsin. So everyone during the summer, I would go now until probably the end of October. And then unless you're interested in cold weather and trees without leaves, I would wait again until the spring, until about May. And then it's one of the most beautiful places on the planet, I think.
South Korea. I really love Korea. My wife is of Korean descent, and we've been to many places all around South Korea, and I always have a fantastic time. The food's delicious. There's lots of fun things to do.
Israel. We hired a guide that was a Jewish Christian convert, and we went into Jericho, which basically is the oldest city in the world, and it really isn't supposed to be a place that Jews, Christians, and Muslims are supposed to come together. But we broke bread with, folks from all over the place with different points of view, rode a camel, and all of that sort of thing. But it really reinforced my hope and my belief that, when you strip away a lot of the noise, there's just a lot of good personal connections, and that people are generally across the globe have the right intention in terms of just trying to live good lives and take care of their families and themselves. So that was probably the most profound in terms of being able to see that and experience that.
Specifically Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. I've been going there at least once a year for the past couple of years, so I've really enjoyed there. Maybe I may make it back this summer if I can spare the time.
Florence. It's my favorite world city. My wife teaches art. And so I have no clue of the details, but I'm like, yeah, that looks cool. Check it out. And she's like, oh, well, this came from this artist in this time period. Blah, 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 blah. And so I really love and appreciate the arts as much as I can, as much as my engineering mind can handle. Right. But it's just the beauty and being surrounded by that, and to see the history that's there, and the beauty is humbling to say the least.
Florida. I love mountains. I grew up with a lot of hills and mountains, so I just love going to St. Pete's Beach, that old part of Florida. It's bodybuilder competitions on the beach, really clean water, and it's warm all year. So that's definitely my spot.
Tamarindo, Costa Rica, or really northwest Costa Rica overall. Not only Tamarindo is kind of a little bit more touristy, but it's great with kids. There's great beaches. There's surfing. I'm a kind of a bird watching nerd, and so Costa Rica is a fantastic place for that. Great food, and then just just beautiful surroundings outside of the city as well. So we've been there 3 times.
Japan. So my fondest memories are Japan with Laura. We've been there 3 or 4 times together. I think the culture is super interesting. The food is amazing. There's a sense of respect between people that I dig. It's not a culture that's welcoming of foreigners. Like, I've never had a friend in Japan where I felt like I was part of their family or part of their culture. It's definitely like, we're here and you are there. But it's truly amazing. I love that.
Now I'd like to share my favorite vacation spot, and it has to be Italy, and more specifically, Tuscany. My wife and I visited there 2 years ago, and we instantly fell in love with the culture, the food, the landscape, and of course, the amazing wine. We drove throughout Tuscany, visiting some amazing villages, and really allowed ourselves to relax and enjoy a slower pace of life. Well, that's a wrap on 2025. I really hope you enjoyed this past year of the Growth Capital Podcast just as much as I have, interviewing all of our amazing guests. We have a lot more in store in 2026, and we hope you can continue to watch and listen next year. And if you've enjoyed the podcast, we really appreciate helping us grow the network by dropping us a rating or review. And if you're listening and watching on YouTube, please hit that bell icon. I hope 2025 ends on a high note for everyone, and have a great 2026. I hope you found at least one actionable insight from this episode of the Growth Capital Podcast, your one-stop shop for insights from private equity leaders, CEOs, and startup entrepreneurs on starting, investing in, and scaling successful businesses, as well as the role having the right talent plays in growing a successful business. It would be greatly appreciated if you would rate and review this podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe and drop us a comment so we can expand the audience of this podcast. Thank you for all your support, and don't forget about upcoming episodes dropping every Tuesday.